There we go. Okay, so today we're going to do these with absolute values. But let me go ahead and go through teaching of that whole concept with you, okay? So today, it is 9/28/2021, and our objective today is really graphing and solving absolute value inequalities. We're going to do these things, right? Those are absolute values, okay? When we did absolute values before in the last chapter, we always had two answers, right? Because a positive and a negative can go in and come out the same positive answer, right? So we always had two. We knew we always had two answers, and so we should have the same thing with these, okay? So what's a compound inequality? It's where you're going to have two inequality symbols. You know, we're going to have two of them. We have two inequality symbols. So example 1, a number lies between -3 and 3. Okay, so I can put that, I'm just going to graph that on a number line. Let's see if I can find my ruler. It's around here somewhere. Okay. Just going to go ahead and just -3 and 3. It says it lies between, so I'm going to use open circles. That makes sense, everybody? It doesn't say it equals either one, it just lies between. Open circles, it lies between, but doesn't equal -3, doesn't equal 3, so it lies between. So it could be any of these numbers, right? It could be any. I mean, it could be 0. It could be 1. I mean, any number between those. Any number, right? So, I mean, any number could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 2.5, it could be 0.01, it could be any number, right? So that's why shape. Any number. We don't know what the number is, though. We don't know. So it could be any of those. That's what we shape. So now, we did this before. We took a look at this. We rewrote it as -3 is less than x, which is less than 3. And that's correct. That's correct. But we can also do this one as an absolute value. So we can rewrite it as an absolute value of x is less than 3. Okay? So when we did absolute values before, we wrote it twice, right? We wrote it twice. We want to write it twice. Two answers, two equations. Two answers, two equations. So one was the absolute value, one was x would be, but in this case not equal to 3, but less than 3, right? And we also wrote the negative. But because I'm making it negative, I turn the sign. Okay, when you make it negative, you turn the sign. Well, let's see. I think this works. Look right here. Look right here. X is less than 3. Yeah, that's true. And because I turned the sign, x is greater than -3. That's true, isn't it? I had to turn the sign. If I didn't turn this from less than to greater than, it wouldn't have worked, right? So I had to turn the sign, okay? So, just like we did before, to get two answers, we need two equations. But just like we did yesterday. When we make it negative, we turn the sign, okay? So example 2. Let's do example 2. So to do 2 answers, we need 2 equations. So let's do 2 equations first. So equation 1, we're going to go x plus 7 less than 2, right? That was easy. And x plus 7, now watch, greater than negative 2. I did 2 things. I made it negative, right, like we did before. But because I made it negative, I turned the sign. Okay, you guys see that? I had to make it negative. Because I negative, I turned the sign. Okay, easy. So then I'm going to solve minus 7, x is less than negative 5. And minus 7, x is greater than negative 9, right? Okay, so then I like to put it on a number line. It says graph anyway, so on a number line, it really helps me if I can see it. I'm kind of a visual person, so if I graph them, negative 9 would go here, negative 5 would go here. Yeah, I like to graph it because I'm visual. So then if I were to graph it, open circle on both because there's no equal signs, right? I'm going to have it be x is less than negative 5, that's that way, but greater than 9 is that way, so I'm shaded in between. If I want to write the answer as a compound inequality, I'm going to rewrite it like this. That's the answer I like. That is the answer I like. Okay. And again, the signs point the same direction. They're pointing to the left because I'm shading in between. And I can read it. It does say x is greater than negative 9. X is less than negative 5. Thumbs up? Good. Okay, example 3. Same thing. Okay, if I need 2 answers, I need 2 equations. First equation, x minus 1 greater than 5, or x minus 1 is less than negative 5. Again, to be redundant, when I do absolute values, I have a positive and a negative. So I've got my positive 5, my negative 5, but when I make it negative, I turn the sign, right? Thumbs up, you turn the sign when you make it negative. I see 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up, okay? Everybody, right? When I make it negative, I turn the sign, right? Good. And we'll solve. Plus 1, whoops, plus 1, x is greater than 6, or plus 1, x is less than negative 4. Put this on a number line. Helps give me a visual what's going on. Negative 4, 6. I'm going to have open circle on both because I don't see an equal sign. I have greater than 6, that way. I have less than negative 4, which is that way. Okay. If I want to write it as a single compound inequality, I'm going to go to negative 4. So when they shade opposite directions, I make the arrows point to the right. Let's see if that's correct. I should be able to read it and see if it makes sense. X is less than negative 4. Yeah, I got that. Or x is greater than 6. Yeah, I got that. Okay. How am I doing? Okay. Pretty good. Pretty easy. All right. Turn the page. Okay. Example 4. It's a mess. Right? It's a mess. Don't distribute. Do not distribute. Don't do this because the absolute value symbols, you have to do something to it before you can distribute. So what we're going to do is tidy it up. Let's get rid of all the extra numbers. So before I do anything, I call it tidy it up. Let's get rid of the extra numbers. So I'm going to go minus 1, right, first. 4 times the absolute value of 2x minus 5 is greater than 20, right? Divide by 4. So I'm going to get rid of all the extra numbers first. So I've got the absolute value of a 2x minus 5 is greater than 5. Okay, now I'm going to do the absolute value. I need two equations to get two answers. So I will first do 2x minus 5 is greater than 5, or 2x minus 5 is less than negative 5, because with absolute values I do the positive and the negative. Positive 5, negative 5, but I turn the sign when I do the negative. Okay, this isn't so bad. Okay, plus 5 plus 5. 2x is greater than 10. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Got x is greater than 5. Or, on the other equation, plus 5 plus 5. 2x is less than 0. 0 is a number. 0 is okay. Nothing wrong with 0. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. X is less than 0. All right. So on a number line, I like the number line. Helps me get a visual. Put 0 here. I'll put 5 there. Again, open circles. There's no equal signs. Let's see, I've got greater than 5, that goes that way. And less than 0, that goes that way. Okay. And what I'm going to do is write it as one single inequality. I'm going to go 0, x, 5. And I made the inequality symbols point to the right because it shades opposite direction. We could read it. X is backwards, x is less than 0, yeah. X is greater than 5, yeah. All that is correct. So that is the answer I like. Okay, so example 5. Something is wrong with example 5. In fact, at this point in time, I think I'm done. Why do I think I'm done? Yeah. So whatever goes in has to come out. And is a positive number ever going to be, oh, greater than negative? Actually, I am done. So what's my answer?
No possible.
It might be everything, right? Because no matter what you put in, it's always going to be bigger than negative 2, right? Aren't positive numbers, any positive number will always be bigger than negative 2. Does that make sense? So we could solve it. I'll show you. We could solve it and we get an answer. But if you solve it and you get an answer, your answer is going to be wrong. So let me just show you. Can I just write wrong? Wrong. Could I just be wrong? Let me be wrong for a second. 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 x is less than 6. So I'm saying that greater than 2, less than 6. Okay, let's see. 2, 6. So I'm saying only these numbers work. Right? This is all wrong, by the way. This is totally wrong. Trust me, okay? So what about 0? If I plug 0 in, just plug 0 in. If I put 0 in here, 0 minus 4, absolute value minus 4 is 4. And 4 is bigger than negative 2. So here's what I knew. Grace, thank you so much. Absolute values have to be positive. Anything that goes in will come out positive. So here's what I know. Positive will always be greater than negative 2. Yes. So my answer is all real numbers, right? Awesome. And then looking at the next one, what can you tell me? Yeah.
It's going to be no possible solution.
Can't work, can it? Because whatever goes in always comes out positive. Good job, Mars. Whatever goes in, it's always going to come out positive, right? So I've got a positive number less than negative 2. What? Can't happen. So whatever goes in always comes out positive, right? And so you're going to have a positive number less than 2. Can't happen. So this is going to be no solution. Good job, Mars. How's that? All right, I'm going to stop the recording, and we've got a little time.